Good. Are we on? I guess so. Hello, everybody. It is Sunday. It is me. I am here. I am in bed in Hartford. What are these? These are blue. As you can see, that these are blue. There's the sun is behind me. It's the desk here is awful. The Wi-Fi here is awful. It's Hartford. Um, it's not Stamford or I don't know what else is in Connecticut. Connecticut City. Connecticut is New York, basically, for people who are exhausted by the congestion. They want to access it, but they don't want to be on top of it. It's a whole thing. Anyway, all that to say, I am here in Hartford, Connecticut. Collision was last night. We collided. We have since separated. And I'll be on my way to New York in a little bit to do a hubbub there. And it's freezing in here. I kind of like being under you make it cold to get warm. Not a little weird? You want the room cold because you want to get hot. So you get the room cold. And then you're like, oh, it's too cold. I got to get warm. Today's Sunday. I'll be making coffee in my underwear for you. I will not be making it because I don't have well, I do. It's a fucking awful funeral grade coffee maker here. I'm not even going to touch it. A little bit of this. Isn't that delightful? And I shouldn't have to fucking tell you. If you're connected to me in these channels, you should already know. But please go watch the latest Hey EW with MXM collection, or as I call them, MXM. I just dropped the collection. I've collected them. Mansoor, Mason Madden, a delight, a romp, a lesson in intimacy, and there's a lot of tableaux, so I hope you're ready for that. Go like it, go watch it, go comment, go share, go do all that shit. I post everywhere, naturally, even on Blue Sky. Is that the name of it? Blue Sky? Yeah. So I do that, and that's nice, too. You can put video on there now, so it's really popping. It's hopping and happening. Next week is Grand Slam. So Wednesday will be a very busy day. I'll be in the city. And also, after that, I'll still be in the city. I'm working on a couple things. Hang tight. Everyone hang tight. I don't even know what episode of Hey it is, if someone can tell me. I also, since I've been talking about New York so much, since we're going there next week, I keep bringing up Jekyll and Hyde's. Does anyone remember that restaurant? It was a horror. It was like Rainforest Cafe, but it was like horror themed. And it was amazing. And I went like every summer when I was a kid. And now all I want to talk about is themed restaurants. If you have any themed restaurants, let me know. Amanda said, let me, I'm really getting snuggled here. Look at this. Amanda said, good morning, sir. Hello, friends. Julia said, good afternoon, RJ. How are you? And hello, everybody. Michelle said, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Sean said, good morning. Mike said, good morning. Mikey G has been a member for 27 months. And excellent. Hey, might be my new favorite. What a 1-2 punch of Dean Malenko and then MXM. I talked to Dean. He seemed happy that everybody liked it. I think his family liked it. That's the important thing. Amanda said, I'm so happy MXM was on. So good. Sean said, searching RJ City on YouTube does not get you here as fast as it should, I tell you. What the fuck do you want from me? Maybe it's our algorithm, Sean. Pogirl said, hysterical episode of Hey this week. Love those guys and you. Leishy said, good morning, everyone. James said, good morning. Chronic Snake said, hey, everybody. Simon said, good morning. Christine said, hello. Saucy Pose. Chronic Snake said, I'm loving the RJ Lays Down era. Get it? This is my late Marlon Brando. Neil said, morning all. SM has been a member for 52 months. How have we even been alive that long? Wonderful emoji. Christine. Oh, good. This is what happens when I lie down. Poseidon said, I finally made it to a stream. Nail said, happy cultiversary. Aaron said, good morning. Joseph said, good morning, RJ. Cheers. Vanessa said, good day, friends. This week we're linguistically traveling north of North Macedonia. As such, wishing a happy Sunday to all those convenient to watch RJ in his Apexavixja, which is Latvian, of course. And I couldn't even tell you where Macedonia is. I couldn't tell you where North Macedonia is. I couldn't tell you where north of North Macedonia is. And I couldn't tell you where Latvia is. Dave said, Hartford, that's where I am. Coincidence. It's not a coincidence. It's a very logical explanation. Christine said, RJ wants us to paint him like one of his French girls. Blue Sky, thanks you for your contributions. So Sierra said, good morning, RJ. Leo said, is this actually live? No, this is taped, Leo. Bill said, good morning. I might be going to the New York City show depending on work. Well, what do you want from me? It's nothing to do with me. Tracy said, yes, I remember that restaurant. Wow, blast from the past. Gina said, this might be my favorite episode of Hey. MXM and RJ was safe tip touching had me dying. Sophia said, hey, RJ, thanks for having MXM Collection on the show. Love you so much. Leo said, horror-themed stuff is so shit and tacky. But Jekyll and Hyde was before its time. Before that, this horror renaissance that we're all living in now. Rob said, are everyone's tips still tingling? Yes, I put a little Vicks on mine. Neil said, Christine is head of the numbers department. Does Christine have a number? I'm sure she's getting it. Don said, good morning. I'm glad you always have protection in your pockets. Always good to have one. Christine said this week's episode was number 114. Isn't that nuts? It's been 14 weeks since John Moxley. We're really, Jesus. And now everything feels so far away. Chronic said, Dean seemed happy. How could you tell? He said, that was so bad. Leo said, like a diehard horror fans are the least cool people on earth with their black shirts. Mikey said, not a themed restaurant, but when I think of a tacky touristy place, my brain always comes back to Frankenstein Maze in Niagara Falls. There's so much fucking Frankenstein all over Niagara Falls, Clifton Hill and that shit. He's outside a Burger King. He's on the wall of a Burger King, which is nuts, which just makes no fucking sense. Okay, Harley has a disgusting request. Show the panties again. First of all, not panties. If we could stop calling them panties, that would be great. Then smile and say Sundays or for the what sauce? Just sauce? It just says sauce? You put a thing there. The OBJ sauce? I'm just going to say sauce. I don't know what sauce said. And poke the dimple. Okay. Getting paid for this. Sundays are for the sauce. Waste of fucking time and money. Go away. Leo said, is that a nice hotel? Does the bed smell weird? Well, now it does, but I won't tell you why. Amanda said, Leo, I'm just going to say fuck right off. I love horror stuff. Got married on October 13th. So take your opinion and shove it. Joseph said, get this man some cold brew. Leo said, do you remember when TNA taped a load of terrible pay-per-views at the same time? I think it was on a few. Jason said, morning, RJ, great episode. Leo said, I'm allergic to metalcore emo music. Literally allergic. George Centerpod said, hearing a little radical reference on the official AW YouTube channel was not on my bingo card for 2024. Really? Because by now it should be obvious that something like that was coming. Mia said, good morning, beautiful people. Sorry I'm late. I was watching Hey W with MXN. That's fine by me. Chronic said, is Harley going to get a Stardom invite? What the fuck? I'm not in control of that. Christine said, Leo, do you actually like anything? Poseidon said, that's brisk, baby. Leo said, the ass sauce. Well, she just gets sauce because she doesn't know how to type. Brody said, congrats on your upper deck card. As you mentioned, the back was different. So, first of all, go follow Brody, Broadzilla, doing big things. He's got his own shirt now. He's got his own wristband. Go watch and enjoy that, man. He's doing wonderful things, number one. Number two, thank you for reminding me, Brody. My Upper Deck AW 2024 card. This is my first card ever with AW. And not pleased with it. Not pleased with the picture, certainly. Let's see if we can take a look at this thing. I want to talk about this. I'm not crazy about it. Here. What is, we have so many nice post photographs. What is this, like, candid? Like, my aunt took this from the crowd? Like, what are we doing here? And then the back, I'll read it to you. I'm under the announcer, which I'm really more of a host. Born July 18th, Richmond Hill. Like, what? Why are you putting my exact hometown? That's fucking weird. RJ City has awkwardly made the transition from in-ring competitor to backstage interviewer and host. At least they said host there. His uncomfortable personality is tolerated by the AW audience. Fuck you, Upper Deck. All rights reserved. So I don't know. Is this going, are these going for good prices? I don't know if I want this to be cheap. I don't know if I want this to be on eBay for more. I don't know what to do here. Trying to figure it out. Mia says he's taking requests. I find adults with dimples disturbing. Pogirl said Halloween is my oldest son's best time ever. He goes out every year, and your youngest son hates it. Leo said horror fans are so easily offended. Leo said when people think they're lame, which they are, oh my God, flame in the chat. Sabrina at least used the Sylvia emoji. Manuel said favorite flamboyant wrestler of all time. Well, Randy Savage comes to mind, certainly. Flamboyance. Boris Malenko's not too bad. I liked Adrian Adonis, but I liked him before he started wearing pink. Don Morocco had an odd flamboyance about him too. Nell said, Rob and I met on Halloween. Who gives a shit? Joe said, morning all. RJ, were you a fan of WKRP in Cincinnati? I was just singing it the other day. Baby, if you ever wonder whatever became of me. I'm living on the air in Cincinnati, WKRP. I love those theme songs where you're like, this could only be a theme song for this show. I can't use this for anything else. I like WKRP because it's the reason that Trump blocked me. I found Johnny Fever to be incredibly attractive. And, they used real music, which was great, but sort of fucked them in syndication and DVDs and getting the rights. It's a whole thing. Harley has another request. She's just rolling in it. What does she do for a living? Like she has all this money. Squeeze your nose and say, got your nose to yourself, then panic because you're confused, baby, and your nose is gone. Then you vomit. Got your nose. Where is it? It's my nose. Where's my and scene. Great work, Harley. Thanks. Go away. Morning, everyone. I can't stay today, but I wanted to pop in and wish you all well. Thank you, V. Bill said, looks like a screenshot. Poseidon said, the upper deck card. Yes. Sophia said, Harley, are you schizophrenic? That would be the least of her problems. Poseidon said, wow, I severely misjudged the vibes of these streams. Sorry. SM said, happy early birthday, Mia. Don Bernal said, there should be special packs with pieces of the channel remains of the old Hey W sign. Well, I'll tell you, I have, there's ones with my autograph and there's ones with shirts. There's like a Hey W shirt I wore and then they cut it up and placed them in the car. So go buy these packs. Neil said, happy cultiversary. Mia said, I got mine off eBay, so I just wanted yours and the Kingdom. Pogirl said, I have to post a photo of my son as the Crow with the writer of The Crow. Christine said, I do like the specificity of Richmond Hill. RJ hails from north of the 407. Joseph says, could they pick a more boring shot of you? Oh my God. Keep in mind, every week I put up professionally taken photos of me. It's not hard, Upper Deck. Leo said, I once did a comedy set at Ponton's where I made fun of horror fans and some goth girl in fishnets was backstage fuming, demanded I get fired. Well, luckily, you were never really hired. SM said, what about Rico? He was super entertaining. Not high on my list. I don't hate him, but Bill said, Christopher Street Connection, early Ring of Honor days. You can't use that team anymore. Amanda said, I'm going to Louisville for Loud, then 4-day music festival this week. Slipknot, Slayer, Korn, and Motley Crue are the headliners. I'm going because my husband goes to wrestling with me all the time. It's funny. Somebody asked me, they just said, do you want to see Korn tomorrow for free? And I said, absolutely not. Amanda said, I'm legit going to die. Susan said, WKRP turkey drop. Leo said, God, the Christopher Street Connection was dreadful. Good example of bad, unfunny 2000s homophobia. At least, if you're going to be homophobic, at least make it funny. He's gonna puke. Michelle said, love it. Hey, Michelle's here. Loving a little nod to Cincinnati this morning. I need to somehow make that my ringtone. Pogo said, come on, RJ, we want to see you actually vomit. Cliff said, love MXN interview. To flip the question back on you, how will you be canceled? Old tweets, I don't even think they're that bad. I think it'll be something, a hard stance I took over an innocuous thing, like how I don't like Uncle Buck. And I think I'll just be written off completely. Harley said, you're half-assing this today. You fucking ought to be ashamed of yourself. Go eat some paper. Lishi said, scenes like that are why I'm here. Harley is the best kind of psychopath. Yeah. Rob said, who taught you how to play Got Your Nose? Is that how to do it at all? Well, I gotta get my own nose. She told me to squeeze my nose. Her instructions are fucking wrong. You know? That's not my fucking problem. Joe said, I went to watch WKRP and it's not streaming anywhere, and you just explained why. So thank you. Probably top 3 themes of all time, made my morning, and thank you. SCTV used a lot of music. Chris Elliott's Get a Life used a lot of music. And it takes forever to clear the rights because different people are, different songs are owned by different record companies. Different people have the rights. You got to track them down. You have to pay for use. You have to negotiate. It's so much easier to just cut the music out, which I'm sure they've done in syndication. But they have put them out. And the place that really takes time with it is Shout Factory. Sometimes they're very hard to find. It's not widely circulated because they cost so much money. But, yeah, what are you going to do? Sean said, you have a ring-worn attire card? Well, I didn't wear it in the ring. I just wore it. Joe said, I went to go watch WKRP. It's not streaming anywhere. And I just fucking read this. Leo said, is Harley winning the AW Women's title Grand Slam, or is AW wanting to stay in business? Mia said, you don't like corn. Christine said, you missed Mia's request. Too groggy in bed. Where's her fucking request? Oh, my God. Wednesday is my birthday. Can you do a dramatic reading of Busy Signal in the Sebastian Maniscalco voice? I don't even know what the fuck Busy Signal is. There's an artist named Busy Signal. These are 100 fucking Busy Signal songs. Who sings this shit? There's a million songs called Busy Signal. This is nuts. You gotta fucking tell me what it is, or else I can't fucking do it, man. This is fucking bullshit. Good thing I missed the request. Christine said, please sing a song of Sociero's choice for her upcoming birthday on Tuesday. Gee, everyone has birthdays. Dramatic reading of Freak on a Leash by Korn. Wow. Now play I Got Your Lips and stop talking for the rest of the chat. Just kidding, she said. Oh, my God. All right, let me do Freak on a Leash while they figure out what the fuck Busy Signal is. Something takes a part of me, something lost and never seen. Every time I start to believe something's raped and taken from me. Life's always gonna be messing with me. Can't they chill and let me be free? Can I take away all this pain? I try to every night, all in vain. In vain. Sometimes I can't take this place. Sometimes it's my life I can't take. Sometimes I cannot feel my face. You'll never see me fall from grace. Something takes a part of me. You and I were meant to be a cheap fuck for me to lay. Something takes a part of me. Feeling like a freak on a leash. Feeling like I have no release. How many times have I felt diseased? Nothing in my life is free. Sometimes I can't take this place. Sometimes it's my life I can't take. Sometimes I cannot feel my face. You'll never see me fall from grace. Something takes a part of me. You and I were meant to be a cheap fuck for me to lay. Something takes a part of me. Go. So fight. Something on the Mingaboo. Fight. Some things they fight. So something on the Mingaboo. Fight. Some things they fight. Fight. Something on the Mingaboo. No. Some things they fight. Fight something on the Mingaboo. Part of me. Oh. Awful request today. It's Sierra, pick a fucking song. Oh, Mia said, just do happy birthday. All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mia Simmons. Happy birthday to you. Okay. Jesus. Do you like The Office? Watching it as well as this? No, not really. Joseph said, heard TK is interested in Kevin Owens. How cool would that be? You know, lest we forget, I interview Kevin Owens as the honky tonk. It's a very personal moment for me. Neil said, only SM and RJ can be rude to Harley. She's one of us now. Be nice. Jesus Christ. Julia said, sing your favorite song. He's throwing it out there. So Sierra said, my song choice is I Want It That Way by Backstreet Boys. I'll do dramatic reading. You are my fire. The one desire. Believe when I say, I want it that way. But we're two worlds apart. Can't reach to your heart when you say that I want it that way. You know, tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why. I never want to hear you say I want it that way. Am I your fire? Your one desire? Yes, I know it's too late, but I want it that way. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why. It's nothing but a mistake. Tell me why. I never want to hear you say I want it that way. Now, I can see that we've fallen apart from the way that it used to be. Yeah. No matter the distance, I want you to know that deep down inside of me, you are my fire. You're the one desire. You are. Don't want to hear you say. Ain't nothing but a heartache. Ain't nothing but a mistake. I never want to hear you say I want it that way. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why. I never want to hear you say I want it that way. Because I want it that way. Jesus Christ. My arm is falling asleep. What a fucking disaster. Leo has a 60-second scene request. I'm sure this will be great. Do a weird bit with a kid dressed like you and you doing an RJ ripoff at a signing like Hulk Hogan. And that. Do a weird bit with a kid dressed as you and you do an RJ ripoff at a signing like Hulk Hogan and the creepy Florida Hulk Hogan kid. Barely a sentence, Leo. Okay. Hey, kid, you're dressed like me. Yes, I am, RJ. Hey, that's good. Don't take my job. I wouldn't take your job because you're not employed. Okay, kid. Great seeing you. And I make obscure references too. I bet you do, kid. Like Power Rangers. It's not really an obscure reference. It's a very popular show. The fuck do you know? It's obscure to me. Okay. I don't know if I swear that egregiously. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You make tinged misogynistic remarks. Okay, I don't think you're making a fair criticism of my work. I'll criticize. You criticize things all the time. Who's the parent of this child? Because he needs to go. I want him out. I don't care what he does. Oh, he's one of the Costco kids? It's okay. He can stay. And scene. Another fucking disaster. I just had surgery, RJ. No sass for me. It's not my fucking fault. Leo said, if you got free tickets to Maroon 5, would you go? No, I would not. Jesus. Rob is laughing his head off. Works every time. Rob has said, forgot he had to do it in a Scalco voice. Scalco. Christine said, the hair cascading over the shoulders is very appropriate for MXM week. AKA Baldy just said mauve beret. Leo said, I love BSE big sweaty balls. The song works too well as a dramatic reading. Prisma said, time to compliment yourself. What is your favorite physical feature and personality aspect? Well, I have a good jaw, and I think that's helpful for people to have a good jaw. That's nice. What's my favorite personality aspect? Oh my God. I have to reorganize everything here. Here we go. This is better. Isn't this better? If I go like this, this is awful. Hold on. Let's get six. Might be the worst blocked show I've ever done. Is this? I'll tell you what the problem is. There's not enough. Okay, here we go. Maybe if okay. All right. Okay. Excellent. And then my elbow. Here we go. That's another issue. I have to raise the elbow. And then my neck. This is terrible. It's just shit. Oh my God. Okay, never mind. Never mind, everybody. I'm gonna switch. We're gonna switch sides like this. That's better. Why on earth would your card have the same picture on the front and back? Also, shouldn't you be like looking at the camera? There's many pictures where I am. What's my favorite personality aspect? My ability to expect the worst. It's very helpful. Have you seen Deadpool and Wolverine? No, and I never will. As I'm said, I'm shocked certain people haven't been banned yet. Can you sing Land of Hope and Glory? Yes. Nell said, whoever asked why RJ would be canceled. So I did. There was a podcast. I'm not sure if you remember it, called WrestleSplania. Rachel Millman was on it, and a woman named Kath Barbadoro. It was in New York. And when I was there, Rachel has been on Coffee and Underwear. I did it in her kitchen years ago, right before the pandemic. And oh my God, this is awful. This is terrible. I can't. Ugh. Okay. All right. That's a little better. So I did their podcast. It was called WrestleSplania. Gals talking about wrestling. And they were smart and funny. They were always nice. So they invited me to come do it when I was in Brooklyn. And I was so excited to do it. And we did it in their basement. And it was fun. It was a blast. They were knowledgeable. They were great. And then I did Coffee and Underwear. It was fun. And the podcast never came out. Weeks and weeks went by, and it never came out. And I had never heard anything from anyone. And I was so paranoid that I had said something that was like, problematic, or that they were like, it's cancelable. And they're like, we can't fucking release this. Like, this is awful. And then months, must have been months, like 6 months to a year went by. And I think Rachel messaged me about something. And I'm like, hey, what happened with that? And she was like, no, we just got backed up and then we never put it out. And then the podcast ended. So there's a totally unreleased podcast out there somewhere. And I would love to hear it. And I would love to know, like, it's funny. Where's that video? There's I was looking up something and then something else popped up of mine. I was really cranking out during the pandemic. I was cranking out like wrestling humor videos. And I did a morning radio DJ who's also a wrestling fan. And I went, oh, that's funny. It's nice to look back. Only then do I go, oh, things are good. Like, I have to have enough distance from them to like objectively enjoy them. Oh, Rye Levy is here. I said, well, hello there, old friend. Well, hello to you. Mia said, buy some coffee before you leave today. Thank you for the birthday wish and sass. Thank you, Mia. Leo said, I heard Greg Iron on a podcast talking about how much he hates the Costco guys, and it was fantastic. I had a nice time with them. I don't boom, I don't doom, but they did their best. Pogo said, RJ kicks kids out a little too easy. Sounds like he kicks them out regularly. Leo said, I don't think Gregory Iron likes me much anymore after a systematic drawing of himself with I shaved my balls for this on his tank top. But you know what? I think he does. Christine said, Coffee and Underwear, the found footage episode. SM said, watch the laptop fall on his face. Well, that's what happened. Nell said, this is POV of being in bed with RJ. Oh, yes, because it is me complaining about not being comfortable. Elite Easy E said, are you in New York City already? No, I'm not. Sabrina said, you're a mess this morning. What did you think of the town Wilkes-Barre? I didn't. Red Dog said, good morning, Ocean City, and everyone. I overslept a bit. Nell said, beat you to it, Rob. Fucking losers. Jack said, which conspiracy theorist wrestler has the most reasonable thing. I don't know, like, in terms of the wrestlers, like, who contributes to what conspiracy. There's a few that I'm interested in because I feel like they're plausible. Like, the JFK, like, there's got to be there's, gaps in what we know. So it feels fruitful and productive to try to fill them in. There's other ones that are so far-fetched and illogical that I'm drawn to them in that regard. That my favorite is that John Benet Ramsey became Lady Gaga. That one's very funny. I also remember, correct me if I'm wrong, and this is dark and whatever, I remember it in high school distinctly. There was a guy, some random fucking guy, who claimed to have killed John Benet Ramsey. He, like, confessed. And I remember they flew to where they fucking flew, Colorado or some shit. Or they're from Colorado. Anyway, he was nowhere close to Colorado. And I remember they arrested him and they were taking him off the plane. And he kept saying, it's in the manifesto. It's all in the manifesto. And it turns out, like, the police looked into it and there was no way he would have been anywhere close to John Benet Ramsey during the time of her death. Like, it made no fucking sense. And, like, that's something I'm just fascinated about. What was this man's thought process? What was his best case scenario? Does that answer your question? Leo said, do you remember Kelsey Grammer do some voiceover for AJ Styles' WrestleMania entrance one year? No. The phenomenal one. No, I don't remember that. Nell said, imagine a flash of MXM passed out on the floor. What are we talking about? CC Bomb said, favorite King of the Hill moment. The one where Kang's mother-in-law came to visit, and she kept saying, if I may demonstrate. That I think that one's my favorite. If I may just demonstrate. That must be my favorite one. Michelle said, I'm getting married on Halloween 2025, followed by a costume party instead of a reception. We know no one really wants to go to a boring wedding, so we try to make it fun for everyone. Holy shit, Michelle. Congratulations. And you have so much time, which is the fucking best. That's a nice idea. That's a considerate fucking wedding, Michelle. Well done. And good for you for figuring it out. Leo said, I saw some prison influencer talk about how he loves Wolverine and Deadpool because it isn't woke. If that's the movie audience, then I'm not seeing it. They're not woke. Hugh Jackman, very, very socially unaware. Mia said, what's on the TV? CNN. It's good to sleep to. Christine said, the shaky cam is making me feel nauseated. Sorry. Everyone's congratulating Michelle. How did you meet her, Michelle? Nell said, the first time I met and saw Ethan Page, he did an interview with Rachel at the same show, and she didn't release that interview for about a year, too. So it drives me insane. CC Bomb said, why were you so upset at Danhausen on the Holiday Hey episode? You're going to have to be more specific. Leo said, please dress as Dr. Katz on Dynamite or Collision. Dr. Katz isn't hard to get a hold of, and he will see it and love it. That's my Jonathan Katz. Have you tried the new Coke Oreo, said Mia. No, I don't give a shit about the viral foods. I'm so not interested. Chronic said, how's he going to do the squiggly outline for Dr. Katz? Does anyone remember Squiggle Vision? Leo said, I also posted a photo of Greg Iron with rest in peace Morgan Spurlock. That's why he hates you. SM said, I tried the Coke Zero Oreo. It was surprisingly good. My friend said 7-Eleven Speedway stores have Slurpees. Fuck. Ice Play said, today's Hey W was amazing. Awesome work. Leo said he just has to wear a yellow shirt, red tie, and dark green pants. SM said, I saw that there are Coke flavored Oreos. Nell said, this man is so mean to us. Why are we still here if it isn't literally a cult? Left said, Fred said, good morning, RJ. Have you watched the 1978 movie Mae West film Sextet? Not only have I watched it, I did a little thing on it when I used to do the good, the bad, and the unknown on Mae West. And Sextet. No, did I do it on Mae West? Or I think I did it on Dom DeLuise. And correct me if I'm wrong, it's Mae West's last film. Dom DeLuise is in it. And also Ringo Starr. Am I crazy? Jack said, Jesse Ventura has said equal amount of bollocks and genuinely interesting stuff. That's true and fair. SM said, I remember that guy. He just wanted a free flight from Thailand or something. Sean said, I like the idea that Avril Lavigne is a doppelganger. Julia said, what do you think the message John Moxley is sending now doing what he's doing? I don't know, but I would get the fuck out of the way. Mia said, 7-Eleven has them, Walmart has the Oreos. I'm not plugging fucking Coke and Oreos. Leo said, have you tried poo with bits of wee in it prime flavor? Yeah, that's great. Nelson, my favorite remains Paul McCartney is not the original Paul McCartney. Can you imagine being the fake Paul McCartney? Good morning, RJ. And everyone, said Austin. I thought Katy Perry was John Benet Ramsey. No, incorrect. That's misinformation. Leo said, Jim Ross reminds me of Hank Hill so much. Prisma said, what's the cheat for today? I don't think I'm going to have one. So I'm going to New York next week, and there's going to be a lot of food. I think I'm just going to fucking have a normal one. Mendes member for 30 months and said, please sing something to bring yourself a little joy and a smile. Oh my God. That's so much. Up at dawn and sleepy and yawning, still the taste of wine. Then I remember you're mine, and I've got a world that's fine. What's before me? Routines that bore me. Punch the clock at 8. But what a lucky guy I am. I've got a world that's great. Atom bombs, Cape Canaveral, and da-da-da. Half the universe is up in arms. So I fret a little too until I'm holding you. What's the hassle? I'll buy the castle. We can live like kings. If we're together forever, I've got a world that you've got a world that we've got a world that swings. That was A World That Swings, famously sung by Jerry Lewis in the original Nutty Professor. Up at dawn and sleepy and yawning, and still the taste of wine. Left Set Fred said, oh, we're talking conspiracy theories. How about Stevie Wonder isn't blind? That's what I'm talking about. Leo said, prison influencers are annoying as fuck. Have you ever seen the show Bull? No. Sabrina said, I'm rereading the New York trilogy. I should do that too. I love it. Oh, Rye with a wonderful tribute. Your 20th tribute ever. God bless you. Good stuff. Thank you, Rye. Michelle said, thanks, everyone. We actually met on eHarmony. Well, what an ad that is. Pogo said, I love Mae West. I saw that movie. I think Regis is in that too, said Bill Woods. Oh, Mae West. You're so attractive. Neil said, I love how RJ says bollocks. Leo said, I wonder why I haven't heard from Michelle in a while. We used to talk about Ohio chili. Congrats. Make some Cincinnati chili for the wedding. Leo's heartbroken. Pogo said The Magic Christian was an insane movie. I think you're thinking of Passion of the Christ. Mia said, how are you not hot under the covers? What's the temperature in the room? 65. Rye said, Sextet is like the Citizen Kane compared to Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. There's that. There's also Skidoo is a bad movie. And Rye, do you remember Head with the monkeys? SM said, the show is so unhinged. I love it. Julia said, do you miss home cooking? No. Chronic Snake said, RJ is hot everywhere at all times. Leo said, I have a Dr. Katz plush that cost over 100 pounds. I love it. Very proud of it. Austin said, going to make some coffee in a few minutes. Use the new Oogie Boogie coffee cup they bought at the mall last night. What a mall that must be. Christine has a citrus request. The membership gifting option isn't working, and I'm annoyed, so nobody gets memberships. Way to go, Christine. You've let everyone down. Jack said, does it say Paul is a dead man on the White Album if you play it backwards? Sure. Red Dog said, Hank Hill isn't as much a grumpy commercial as Jim Ross. I think that Hank would have taken the WWF Livewire phone calls with a better attitude. Here, this is better. Here we go. Now I feel better. I'm into position 3. Oh, we can't. Oh, there we go. Kerry Von Erich is a less rated up Ultimate Warrior is a wrestling-related conspiracy theory. Also that there was 2 Undertakers outside of the fake Undertaker. Poco said it's Myra Breckenridge with Mae West. Leo said, remember that Ben Stiller movie that was an ad for eHarmony, Bobby Johnson Subway? Are you thinking of Keeping the Faith with Jenna Elfman? Red Dog said, is it buffering for anyone else? Jack said, we all know the right-wing wrestlers. Who are the biggest leftists in wrestling? Yeah, a lefty, a pinko. don't really know. I don't really know. Usually they don't lawn sign as much as the right. Rye said Head is a great film. Well, you've got Rye's endorsement, Head. Leo said Batista seems pretty left. I also love Skidoo. It's a fascinating mess. I mean, it's got all the right ingredients. Michelle said everyone is invited. I promise Cincinnati chili for everyone. Leo, I hope you make an exception and come. You're heartbroken. Christine said he blows everyone else a kiss, but he gives me the middle finger. Delightful. Well, you blew it. Prisma said the bed seems comfortable even though you keep switching positions. Well, it's hard to do the show like this. Chronic said, how about left-handed wrestlers? I don't know. Is Juice left-handed? It's a good question. I mean, I know he throws a left-handed punch, but you could still be right-handed. Austin said, I was in a while at the mall last night. I ended up going to Build-A-Bear Workshop for the very first time, and I met a college bear and named him Barry. Barry, the college bear. And his backstory is he's the big bear on campus. Rye said, now gloriously awful is the Apple. I've never heard of the Apple. What am I missing, Rye? Brody said, I've started watching the original Muppet Show. Having the opportunity in that era, would you do an episode? Of course. But the thing is, and I didn't understand it when I was a kid because it came out before me, and I'm sure you'll understand even less. The people who were on that show, they were famous at one time, but they were far past their peak. I would say for almost all of them who guested on the show, and they filmed it in London. So not only were they past their peak, they were past their peak enough that they just so happened to be in England, which is very weird. So that's why you have like Peter Ustinov, Kay Ballard, Zero Mostel, even Liza Minnelli and Mummenschans. So I think Mummenschans is my favorite. But Vincent Price, Gilda Radner, they are past their peak. Not to say that they weren't still famous, but it's just interesting. Michelle said, I've been working a lot of Sundays, so I missed everyone. It's nice to see everyone again. Well, you got hitched. Bill said, any chance for a watch along of bad movies? Didn't I do that once? I watched the original Frankenstein. It was good. I should do it again. Mia said, have you heard from Tony Storm? No. And I would love to know whatever happened to Tony Storm. Neil said he's catching up. Austin said, how about them two guys in the theater who won't shut up? How about them, huh? Prisman said, seeing as you fly a lot, what do you usually do on flights to pass the time? Well, I often work. I use it as like a little office. If like it's 2 hours, I have limited Wi-Fi. Let's work. Sometimes I will sleep. Other times, I will do the crossword. I love doing the crossword. I try not to watch things, like watch movies, because I don't like the people next to me watching whatever I'm watching. It's really weird. The Apple, also called Star Rock. Here's a film lesson from Ryan. The Apple, also called Star Rock, is a 1980 science fiction musical film written, directed by Menem Golan. It stars Catherine Mary Stewart as a young singer named Bibi, who, in a futuristic 1994, signed to an evil label named Boogaloo International Music. Feels like a little like Phantom of the Paradise. Easy said, did you work Collision last night? Do you work it every week? I don't work it every week. I'm at every Dynamite. But not every Collision, but also most of them. Human Adventure said, currently at work. Wanted to stop in and say, hey, hope all is well. CC Bombom wants an impression of Milton Berle on SNL. It's just so much applause. And then he's like, and then you hear a crash. He's like, what was that? I guess NBC dropped another show. These kids, these comedy kids, they're really great, but they don't know the comic timing, that I used to have, that the Jack Benny's used to have, that the Henny Young ones used to have. Be serious, will you please? Now, just a moment, will you please? Would you hold the cards up? And I say, hold the cards up. Thank you. I've got a standing ovation schedule. Please. Be serious, will you please? It's enough. I'll pull the plug right now. I guess NBC dropped another show. He would always do that thing where he's angry, yelling, and like that part was fun. And it's like, I'm just joking. It's fucking awful. Sorry, that was clearly don't have a Milton Berle impression. Ice Blaze said, are you getting the itch to play Streets of Rage survival mode again, or are you done? I think After Trombone Champ, Rice said deals with the themes of conformity versus rebellion and makes use of biblical allegory, including the tale of Adam and Eve. Get out of here. Leo said, I love that bit in The Simpsons where Grandpa is doing The Graduate. Mrs. Bouvier. Mrs. Bouvier. I thought you'd be a Nintendo 3DS person. What? Christine said, do you get to go home next weekend? I do. Dale said, you were on Boxing Mania twice this week without boxing. That's my legacy. Red Dog said, I'm surprised that there hasn't been a corny Sprite or Dairy Queen commercial. What are we talking about? Mia said, did you do an intro of Sister Sister? Since being home, I've been watching the show lately. I didn't really enjoy it. I mean, Jack A's fine, but Tim Reed, not my favorite. That was Tim Reed, right? Oh, God, I hope it was Tim Reed. And Michelle said, RJ, do you do weddings? You'd be the best wedding singer ever. I don't. I think Harley does. Corey says, I know I'm late to the party. Hope you have a good morning. Also, Hey W's fantastic as always. Thank you. Leo said, so Greg Valentine on Hey W. I can attest once again, Leo, that I've personally pitched Greg Valentine to come on AW. And if he does show a face again, it's entirely my responsibility. Prisma said, how many more turd runs on Trombone Champ before you beat the game? Oh, we're getting so close. Rice said, I'm just pulling off Wikipedia. I have difficulty describing the awful apple. I can't wait to see this now. Austin said, is it nice to travel and go on trips? I guess. Nasty Leroy said, hey, RJ. Hey, Nasty Leroy. Everyone follow Nasty Leroy. He's a hell of a fella. Mr. Scott said, hello, all. New Hey W is hilarious. Haven't seen people not to try to break that heart. There's two guys carrying the glass pane and what's up, Doc? That's that for a 1% reference. It's a very famous film. Okay. Everyone should know it. Bill said, yes on Tim Reed. Thank God. Leo said, have you spoken to Mr. Kerry Silkin recently? It's so funny. I saw him Wednesday from Pennsylvania. He came to the show. I can't believe I didn't take a picture with him. He was filming something, I think, about the history of Brian and Nigel, and I just came on camera and I kissed him on the cheek. And I hope we have the footage somewhere. And then we sat and we talked about the hippie movement, Jerry Rubin, and the death of the 60s, Charles Manson and Altamont. It was great. Maureen said, was Alice Cooper past his prime when he was on The Muppet Show? Yes. Chronic Snake said, the dad from Sister Sister was a cop in few episodes of Highlander. Human Adventure said, got into a YouTube hole of the Ed Sullivan Show with Louis Prima and Keely Smith, and I adore that dynamic. They were fantastic. Are there any YouTube vortexes you get caught up in that you've enjoyed lately? Well, Stairway to Stardom, always. Strange Paradise, always. I was enjoying the Charles Grodin show. I was going through a few episodes. I've been going down a Pat Cooper rabbit hole, the great Pasquale Caputo. Fantastic comedian, Pat Cooper. All his interviews are good. I was trying to find some old roasts, too. Ones that weren't on Comedy Central, pre that. Chronic Snake said, the dad from Sister Sister, I just fucking read that. Please send Tony that picture I made for you of Greg on Hey. I think he'll like content art. Yeah. Nancy Leroy said, how you doing? Oh, great. Elite ECE said, Shaggy 2-Dub for Hey W. They need a lot of bleeping. W. Stein said, would love to see more skits with you, Mason, and Mansoor. Michelle said, it was Tim Reed, which circles back to WKRP in Cincinnati. Well done. Solid callback, Michelle. Leo said, Carrie Silkin on fucking Hey W. Come on. Julie said, what's your favorite TV series? Well, it's Twilight Zone. Yes, Twilight Zone. Leo said, I have a cold and my voice is very hoarse. That's not the horse, but still. Go ask Bobby Fish. Left said, Fred said, here's a theory. It helps to be past your prime a little when you're on the Muppet Show. I agree, absolutely. Nell said, the Outrunners have told some stories lately that remind me of the cartoons you used to do. I feel like you could collab with them and create magic or cinema, whatever the cool word is today. Fuck that. Austin said, I only been on 2 trips my whole life, and that's really depressing. That kind of thing can happen when you grow up spending half of your life locked up in the bedroom, having nothing but your hobbies. Well, at least you had your hobbies. Vanessa said, do you have a favorite roast? Bob Saget one's good because you got Norm and you got Gilbert is also great on that. So you have 2 really, really good ones. I like the early ones, the Dennis Leary, the Larry the Cable Guy. I think there was a Jeff Foxworthy. I love the Chevy Chase roast too. It's not particularly funny, but it's just fascinating to watch because it's so early in the game for that shit, and there's so many young comedians on, and they all sort of miss the mark. Harley Cameron said, "You're Mo Dang Baby Hippo." Okay. Is that it? This is fucking stupid. I don't keep up with the fucking current trends like you. Fucking sit there on your fucking phone and send a baby hippo to everybody. Eat fucking paper and then send a baby hippo to everybody. I hope you're fucking proud of yourself. It's fucking ridiculous. You're a baby hippo. Fucking thanks. What do you want me to do with that? W. Stein said, "Have you seen the Paul Lynn Halloween special?" Have I? You mean the one with Margaret Hamilton and Tim Conway and Kiss? Elite Easy said, "What happened to your feud with Maven?" We squashed it at the last Major Wrestling Figures podcast. You're not paying attention to all the content. Leo said, "Dennis Quaid roast featuring Nikki Glazer, Amy Schumer, Snoop Dogg, and some other unfunny potential dipshit." Christine said, "You mentioned Pat Cooper, and I thought of Jackie Cooper. I'm blowing you today. You're all cooped up." Oh my God, Linda Light is alive. Very funny. Bill Wood said, "I want to see Frank Nelson-like character on AEW opposite Tony Storm. The yes comedy actor." Yes, thank you, Bill. I get it. Hybrid said, "Funniest AEW wrestler." I think Dutch has incredible comedic sensibilities. He's a very dangerous person, yet also very funny. Aaron said the new Magic at the Gathering is set. The new Magic at the Gathering set is swanky. It's based on 1980s horrors. Not really swanky. Christine said that pillow looks soft. Mike said Chevy did not take his roast very well. No, he didn't. That was part of the fun. Michelle said, "I just saw two drag queens have to lip sync Mana Mana on RuPaul's Drag Race. It was entertaining." Mia said they are seriously brother and sister. Who are we talking about? Left Side Fred said the Chevy Chase roast has one of the most brutal lines where someone says Chevy Chase couldn't get any friends there because he has no friends. But that was real. Like, none of his big Hollywood people showed up. Leo said London Lightning sounds like a bad UK wrestling promotion from the 2000s that consists mostly of bloated old angry men. So just any promotion. James said, "Hey, RJ. I'm back to working on Sundays nowadays. Stepped away, said Godspeed and God bless." Well, you said it before me. Mikey said, "Is there an actor or musician that messed up so bad you can't enjoy their art anymore?" No. And that in no way means I condone what they do or really want to support it. But I just have the separation of things like that because I probably examine them in different ways too. I'm probably fascinated by the whole thing. Oh God. Well, honestly, doing nothing but your hobbies all the time can eventually get old a little. I want to try new things and go out into the world, and I'm working on that. You're going to do it, Austin. You're going to get out of the house. Mia said, "You and Harley act like brother and sister." Ah, yes. Michelle said, "Disco Baby. Move it in, move it out, move it in and about, Disco Baby." Disco Baby from Poland's Halloween special lives rent-free in my mind. If you don't remember, please go watch. It's wonderful. Terrible all at once. Shake it in, shake it out, shake it in and about, Disco Baby. Leo said, "Matt Carter is the only UK indie wrestler who would have been excited to see in the All-In Gauntlet." God rest his soul. Christine said, 60-second scene. Please reassure Nails that you're catching up, that it's okay that you're catching up in the chat in the Scalco voice. Do you ever see these snails in New York in the chat? Are you going to make it? Oh, you missed this request. I got it, okay? I got it taken care of. Have you seen the chat? It moves, but you know what I do? You know what I do? I scroll back. They're going down. They're going down. They're going down. I scroll back. You know what I'm saying? That way I'll never miss it. You can't scroll past me. You know what I'm saying? Nails. There. Hope that worked. Jesus. Easy E said, "I gotta see the Chevy Chase roast. Sounds like a train wreck." It is. You must see it. Michelle said, "I stand corrected. I want you doing Disco Baby as my ringtone." Brilliant. Move it in, move it out. Oh, why don't you go dust? And Mia said, go Bucks. Okay, sure. At least she put a smiling emoji. Like, that's great. That's always good shit. Pogirl said, tell Guinea I said, hey, W. Who's Guinea? Why does that feel racist? Nails is dead. Oh, Nails, you're just so funny. He was on Hollywood Squares. They would say, oh, Paul, have you watched Bram Stoker's? I've watched the porn parody. I've watched Bram Stoker's Dracula. I've watched Bram Stoker's Gacula. Leo said, who should have been the higher power in the Attitude Era? Hacksum Jim Duggan. Red Dog, huh? What? Why would you do that? Prisma said, any funny life anecdotes to tell of late? Not one thing. Not one fucking thing. Austin said, on top of that, I'm sick of everybody flaunting around talking about doing the most extravagant things in the world. It really hurts while everyone's going on trips, having fun when you can't. Okay, Austin, to be fair, they're not preventing you from going on trips. They're living their own lives. It shouldn't hurt you. It doesn't make a fucking difference. It's not a race. You know what I mean? Just go on your fucking trips. Don't worry about everybody else. Nobody gives a shit. Christine said, we need more Paul Lynn voice content. Oh, I just texted somebody this the other day. It was I'm sure I show this like every year, but this is me dressed as Charles Nelson Riley, which I should really bring back. The fast and the bi-curious. Would you rather Vern Gagne was the fourth man in the NWO instead of the $1 Million Man or the higher power? Yes. Girl said, travel is not what it's cracked up to be, by the way, Austin. Sabrina said, I remember when you dressed as Charles for a comedy show. Well, there you go, Sabrina. Prisma said, redheaded RJ is quite a look. Julie said, have you heard from Dalton? No, and I don't care to. We've had a falling out. Michelle said, with spooky seasons coming up, will Monster Ball be showing anywhere? Yeah, they'll play it on TV all the time. It's going to be on CBS. Did you have the little werewolf doll that your mother loves so much? Yes, I do. Austin said, I want to go on my own trips, but the problem is that I don't know where to go and I have no one to go with. Just fucking go. Look where to go and go. You don't need people. You don't need them to drag you down. Bill Wood said, I went to a screening of Frasier and Kelsey was there doing a Q&A. Well, yes, it was quite a show. And then he fell off the stage. Nelson, you accessed that picture so fast because I just texted it to somebody now. Christine has a request. Please describe how soft that pillow is in a pull-in voice. It's soft, but it's not soft enough. It's soft, but if I touch it enough times, it won't be so soft anymore. It's a down-filled pillow. This pillow and I have a lot in common. We're both soft and stuffed. Leo said, it was me all along, Austin. In a weird Fern Gagne voice. Christine said, don't even joke about having a falling out with Dalton. It's enough with that guy already. It's enough. Mia said, just go to the movies by yourself as a start. Austin said, another problem I have is that even growing up, I had nobody but people over 30 and little kids to talk to. So? W. Stein said, I wouldn't mind seeing you judge a costume contest with the lady wrestlers that get caught in a Halloween brawl. I did judge the Jericho Cruise costume contest. No, it was something else. Left said, Fred said, Power Wash Simulator for your next game playthrough. I've never played it. Should I? Am I going to enjoy it? Leo said, Kelsey Grammer falling off the stage is so much funnier than it should be, and it's already should be very funny. I've watched it a million times. Walking through It's a Small World, pretending I was a UN interpreter. And, good Lord. That was really, really bad. I think I'm going to be okay. So sorry, my leg. Leo said, do you like the WCW? You get it. Yes, I do. Pogo said, did you go to school? Austin? Tons of people there. Mia said, speaking of Jericho Cruise, I need your new trading card. I will have a new trading card on the Jericho Cruise. So get excited about that. Well, that is the show for today. I'm going to urge you again. Go like, go watch, go comment, go share, go tweet about it, go post every fucking place you can about the new Hey W with MXN collection. They'll retweet it too. We're all equally socially active. So go enjoy it. Let's get a final look at these. There you go. You got the gist. Fucking shit. In the meantime, Godspeed and God bless.